Alright, this is a from Old Gauge magazine. Railroading. It's called the Ameri-Towne Building Kits series. This is what I'm going to do for the kit bashing. So let's go ahead and do a unboxing of this so you actually can get to see what comes in one of these kits. This is called 878 Ed's Hardware. It's a 6" by 6" footprint on your layout, but we're going to use it as a flat building. It's a 3-story structure, which we're going to make a lot of it into a 2-story structure. So here's all your walls. There's no extruding left on it. It's often cut off the extruders. The roof. Front of the building. Sidewalk. And complete directions. Inside of here there's inserts for the windows. Okay, so that gives you a rough idea what you got. So basically, directions, plastic and windows. Alright, at this point we're going to wash the plastic parts. Oop, too much. And give it a shot of water here. As that gets going, I'm just going to throw the pieces of the building in. Let this soak for an hour or so. This helps get all the grease off the plastic from the molding process. After I do this, I'll dry it good and then hit it with dull coat testers. And that's it. Cleaning plastic parts in my wife's sink. Alright, this is Tester's dull coat, and I use this to thaw out the plastic. I always put a face mask on, and I'm going to spray all these parts here with the camera off so I don't pick up any spray on my lens. Alright, this next process, this is a 3-story building which I want to turn into a 2-story building. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lightly try to score this along this line. You're trying to score it as deep as you can, because once you get the first one in, it goes pretty good. On the back of this, they have a groove in it, so I kind of cut this groove out at the end here. With that on both sides. And this company has kind of engineered this to turn these buildings in 3-story to 2 stories. But you got to get a kind of like cutting glass. You know, use a diamond cutter. Trying to get a good crease in this. When I go to snap this, it snaps along. I found I really got to work on this end. This is where the meets the injection molder here, those sprues. Clean this corner out good. Still a little rough in this one spot here. Now it's running smooth. That's what I want. See, nice smoothness to it now. So when I go to snap this, it's going to snap through the good. Then flip it over. I'm always kind of debating against whether to use the sharp blade and just follow this brick line. As you go across, you can feel it then going into it. So make sure your blade stays in that groove, because if it slides out, you're going to make a big gouge. So this kind of acts like a straight edge. I mean, I do have a metal straight edge here, but really don't need it because There's no need to. It's following what the company has put in here as a straight edge for you. And just follow that straight edge. And do that several times. Shake it off a little. And let's see if it's ready to snap. And there it goes. Comes right apart. Swing over here to the sandpaper and sand it off good. If you really want to, go first class, they say you should always tape your sandpaper to a piece of glass. But I'm not doing rocket science here. I just want to get it cleaned up good. Like I said, I want to go around. Yeah, there's some stuff here I want to get off. So let me grab the little spot there. I'll take off with a Dremel tool. All right, take the Dremel tool, and just a little bit of high points here I want to knock off with the Dremel. And just gonna just touch it. If you leave it too long on one spot, you get like a little tunnel in there. You don't want that. Just want to knock those spurs off where the plastic is shot in. This side got a little on the bottom. Alright, what we're going to do now is try to paint the mortar into these sides of the building. Now, what this is all engraved with bricks, and of course, it'd be impossible to take a little brush like this and try to paint that in. So we'll just use a wide brush. Got some water here. I use basically acrylic paints. Give it a little shake it up. And I put a shot into the paint tray. And basically just going to try to wash this down, kind of like you're doing weathering. A little bit of water. And just try to work this into the bricks. And you can be a little sloppy with this because we're going to be painting over the window sills and all the other stuff, but I'm just trying to washing this in. It's kind of the same process you'd be doing with chalk, but of course you'd have chalk then. But in this case, I'm just going to try to wash this stuff in here. And the more water I get on here, the more it wants to flow into the brick pattern. So just working this all in. And I get this all covered. I say, don't worry about getting where it doesn't go, because you can always wipe it off or just paint over it, because it's really thin. I mean, you can see how it's getting in there, and it's kind of, if you work it right, you can actually work it into those brick patterns. And we're trying to make this look like bricks. The plastic from the company really has a good brick color to it, so you really don't need to paint the bricks red. I mean, I do have, red paint here, but that'd be kind of goofy to do that. What all I'm doing is basically giving this like a weathering effect by putting this all in. Now you can see I got that all covered, and what I got here is this painting the mortar side, and I'll go back and putz at this. Here's we'll take the cotton ball here and just start dabbing this off, trying to get just the paint to stay in the cracks of the mortar. I have found if I rub it, it takes more of the paint. I'm just dabbing away because, like I said, in real life, your gray is going to be different areas. Now, hopefully this comes up on the video okay. Now here I'm just blotting it because I found this blotting action makes it look more realistic. You start rubbing it, you're going to get into the part that doesn't look realistic. And sometimes I let this dry and I come back and I add a little more the spots I don't like. But you can see the effect I'm getting there by using this. You can see it's getting there. Just got to keep putzing with it until you get all the gray into the mortar so it looks like a gray building. This one here tends to dry up a little more. You can see it's looking a little bit more realistic. And it just takes time. You just got to, it may take you three different times of hitting it. Let this dry, come back, hit it again, because when it dries in, it doesn't wipe off as easy then when you do like the second coat. So that's basically how I do bricks. Just acrylic paints. I get my paints from a local big box, hobby store, craft shop. These costs from anywhere from 89 cents to $1.09 a piece, and it goes a long way. In fact, I use all this stuff for painting my mountains after I do my rock castings. I use these paints for rock casting. Any of these earth tones mixed together get you a pretty good looking rock. All right. Okay, at this point I got the gray wash on the bricks, and we're going to get into doing a little window trimming here. It looks pretty good so far. So I will take some of this acrylic green, put out a dab here. And basically this is just going to go on straight, and this is going to go around the window frames as a dark green. And just kind of a slow, tedious process of getting this green in here to make this kind of building jump. And all it takes is a fine brush, and we'll get the green in. Oops, a little bit of a mistake there, huh? One thing about acrylic paints, just wipe them off and you got no chaos. So we'll get all the windows painted green like I'm showing here. And of course I'm not going to take you through the whole process, but you got the idea. Just a fine brush and no water this time. The green goes on straight, and before you know it, you got a done window. And do a little bit on the sash. And sometimes I come back and I give this 2 coats because I do a little touch-up work here and there. But other than that, it looks pretty good. So there you go. Got a little green in there. And that's the start of doing all the windows after doing the gray wash on the bricks. Kind of gives it that weathered look. So I think it came out looking pretty good. This is I call it the green level. And this is all done. I'll get this, wrapped up, and then I'll start building the same thing under this. So I'll be able to do 4 more buildings of some sort. I'm probably going to go with this Amer-Towne again. They're really a nice product. And as you see, as I build these things, they're easy to cut. It cuts with a razor saw. Exact knife. You don't need any power tools. Cut this stuff. So this is basically it. This is the whole thing. Displaying to you what we have in this flat building.